All right, let's get this show rolling. Yeah. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another gun-slinging, gang-banging for the government, Afghan getting got by moon goons going haywire like Holyfield down in the Holy Lands, Uncle Gary bringing his M60 out of retirement to mow down Mohammeds who like to bomb shopping malls episode of the Days Grimm. My name is Brian Michael Day.
My name is Thomas Grimm.
Woo!
Yeah, we're both post-workout struggling right now.
Dude, my metabolism, like after a workout, is just fucking bonkers, dude. Like I'm sweaty, I'm hot, I was stressed. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. You know what you need?
Running. Like you called me 6 times.
You need some carbs, some nice cold carbs.
God bless you.
Thank you.
That's mine. What are you
It's an opener's
doing,
fee.
Dude? Opener's fee.
I actually
man.
thought it was mine.
It's
So here,
fucking
let's.
God bless you. Just stop fucking. You're gleeking on the fucking $400 microphone, dude. Welcome to another episode of the Days Grimm, everybody. Really just hanging out. Hope you guys are doing good at home, listening to this, checking it out. Also, if you're listening on an audio player, subscribe, dude. Spotify, Apple Podcasts.
YouTube, leave a comment.
Absolutely. Can't get enough comments. Subscribe on YouTube. Give us a rating. Give us a comment. Give us money. Give us whatever you want. Thomas is a big lap dance guy, so give him a lap dance, whatever, dude. So do that and just do that. What else? Dude, I'm telling you, I'm still trying to come down.
Oh, I got an idea.
Oh, fuck.
Hit him with that intro.
This week in the Days Grimm studio, guys, I'm gonna be honest with you. It's an honor and a pleasure to sit down with Mr. Josh, aka Stump Henderson. What's up, sir?
How you doing?
Fellow 11 Bravo in the house today, dude.
Yep.
Dude, so we were talking earlier in the show, or before we started recording.
In the pre-show.
Yeah, in the pre-show, where we like to give you a nice fluff, kind of get you ready for the show. We were talking about like how difficult it is to describe to... It's already hard enough to describe to individuals what the military is like, just in general. Like, it's an entire life change, right?
Sure.
But then to explain what it's like to be in a combat MOS to anybody else, and then on top of that, then to explain what it's like being an 11 Bravo. And then it gets even more niche than that. Like, I can't imagine, like, other combat, like, hardcore dudes, like SEALs. You know what I mean? Like, how the fuck do they tell people... Most of the time they can't.
It's classified. That's
right,
how they tell people.
Right. And there were times where they were like, hey, they would shut our cop down. Like, hey, we're going black. You can't talk to nobody. And then the next week after they were like, hey, if you post anything that says anything, reprimandation.
You'll be reprimanded.
UCMJ?
Yeah. Jag comes knocking on your door and you get your dick kicked in. But you know what I'm saying, though?
Right.
It's so weird that it is really difficult to explain to people what it's like being just not even just combat MOS, but 11 Bravo specifically. It's difficult.
It's a different mindset, too.
It's wild. It's wild.
Drill into your head.
Tell these folks a little bit about, just give me a quick, 30 to 60 second synopsis of, just who you are. You know what I mean? I know it's a lot to...
That's on the spot.
Yeah, well, just who are you, man? Where are you from?
I'm from here.
Okay.
I've lived here all my life, other than that year in Iraq. So, there's that.
Your gang-banging days.
Gang-banging days, yeah.
What high school did you go to?
I went to Monterey Day.
Okay.
Right up the road up here.
Catholics. Represent.
Yep.
Were they still doing that rivalry thing with rights back then?
Oh, it was huge then, too.
Yeah.
Fuck, it still is huge.
Oh, yeah, it is. I didn't actually go to a private school until the 6th grade, so it was a whole new world
game
for me.
changer.
Yeah, we lived way out in St. Wendell, so
Yeah, I went to a private school up until second grade, and then I went to public school, and it was...
Do you remember any of it?
The Catholic school?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I went to Holy Spirit down there, and it wasn't too bad. Brian gives me flack because like 9/11 happened, and I was drawing the towers on the top of my school papers and like planes, and they sent me to therapy for it.
9/11 happened when I was a freshman in high school.
Yeah, I was in first grade.
I was in sixth grade.
That's nuts. So you guys are...
Yeah, there's a little bit of a gap.
They let me sign up still, though. Sixth grade. I was like, I'm going. And they were like,
I think at that point I knew.
yeah.
I was going to be involved.
They were
in
like,
some
what
way.
are you, 11? I was like, yeah, fucking let's go, bud.
I'm kicking. I was so mad that day.
You're like, I'm already smoking cigarettes, coach. Put me in.
I didn't even know how to masturbate, but I found out that day. You know what I mean? At 11 years old.
Chest hair?
Yeah, dude. So we got a local Westsider here, and a fellow 11 Bravo.
Father of two.
Married
Married 12 years.
Damn.
Just got into golfing during COVID.
Just got into golfing during COVID. Yeah, love it. It keeps my mind right.
That's important, having that thing that just keeps you on a path.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And that's really, really good. So have you listened to any of the episodes before? I think we kind of covered that.
Yeah, I listened to Aces through and through
Crushed it.
because I knew him.
Top to bottom, right?
Top to bottom, yeah. Back to
Insane.
front.
Dude. Yeah, dude. His fucking episode, I love talking to Asa back to front, more specifically in the back.
In and out.
And in and out. Also more of a fan of leaving it in than taking it out. But where I'm at on this is like Asa's story is it was a really, really nice story, and a lot of folks around town know him. But I was telling you earlier, like it was like 3/4 of the way through the show, he was like talking about how much it meant for his family to just come visit him when he came home from Iraq, and like I actually choked up a little bit during the episode, and I was like, dude, I'm such a huge fucking pussy.
I mean,
I just punched myself in the mouth after the episode was over.
But okay, to be fair, sometimes I'll find myself like on a deep, dark tangent on YouTube, and all of a sudden I'm watching welcome home videos.
Oh, dude, yeah, just
And
fucking,
I have to watch them.
yeah,
It makes me feel real, or makes my experience feel real.
yeah, you almost forget what it's like.
I
dude.
do.
Yeah, because how removed are you now? How far removed are you from Iraq? And
Well, I
when
got
was your last day in service, and how far from that day are you now?
December. I got home from the desert December 15th, 2008.
And when did you get out of the service?
2015,
2015.
something like that. 14, I don't remember.
So you're like 7 years out
It's a
from
long time,
service.
yeah.
It's a long enough time. Like for me, it's been 10 plus years.
Yeah.
So you almost you kind of do forget. But yeah, so having listened to some of the episodes before, you're aware of like the death of the week, right?
Yeah,
Gets a little sweaty.
yeah. I used to watch like gore, like bestgore.com.
You remember,
Live leaks.
dude, no, not live leaks. Did you ever hear about or see rotten.com?
Yeah, nasty.
Dark shit,
Yeah,
dude.
but I think Best Gore is still up. It's nasty.
Is it
They
really?
had a girl shish kebabbed by the Mexican cartel, and they were
Jesus Christ, like a
yeah.
spit roast type situation.
They also cut a
Insane.
girl's head off with a pocket knife. So
Well, we're getting there. So this week's Death of the Week brought to you by Corn Dog Development. Shout out to this guy crushing these super sick coasters. You got one over there, dude. Crushing these super sick coasters, man. And he does all kinds of woodworking, dude. I think last week we were talking about he's making a stripper pole. I don't even know anymore. He's
out of wood.
Yeah, dude. It's insane. He's got a nice finish on it. Check him out. Link in the description. He's on Etsy. It'll take you straight to it. If you use the promo code Days Grimm, you'll save 10% on anything this man makes. So give that dude a look. Again, link in the description. This week's Death of the Week, a Texas family is in mourning after a man was killed by an exploding tire. Police said 39-year-old was at his Azle home on Saturday working on his truck when the tire he was inflating exploded. One of his ex-girlfriend's children was at the home and was about to hand an air gauge when the incident happened. KXAS reports. The child was not harmed. Was rushed to Fort Worth Hospital. Shout out to Fort Worth Hospital, where he was later pronounced dead. Family and friends told the outlet that they're not sure if it was a faulty tire or a freak incident. Quote, "It doesn't look like anything I've ever seen," end quote. Family friend Mark Humphrey said. Again, direct quote from Humphrey. I'm scared to air up my daughter's tire right now, end quote. And then also a super sick Pornhub advertisement right at the bottom of this article. Looks like we've got a picture here
Of the
the
tire.
tire. And sweet Murphy, that's intense, dude. A Texas man died after the tire he was inflating exploded, courtesy of David Perkins. Yeah, that's intense, dude.
I've heard of that happening too. Like ever since I was little, you know what I mean? Like don't overinflate the tire; it could explode. And then you watch like 1,000 Ways to Die, and like a semi truck tire explodes next to a car and decapitates somebody or something.
Dude, it's a so I know that in the industry of like tractor trailer trucks, they won't air those tires up outside of a cage.
Right, the cage. Yeah.
They have to do the cage because I think they run at like an extremely high PSI to be able to tote, 80,000 pounds, I think is the Department of Traffic's standard. Yeah, transportation's, that's their standard is 80,000. So they have to be at like 120 PSI or something. And they're huge fucking tires.
Right.
Have you ever seen one of those explode? Yeah. That'll fucking make you find God real fast.
I mean, they're all over the road. When you see them deep, like the treads come off.
I think we brought it up on the show once, but I was driving next to a tractor or a semi-trailer when one of the tires on the trailer blew up.
Yeah, it's scary.
It's so loud.
I bet.
It's so loud. Like an IED loud, dude. Insane.
No, I know that's loud.
Yeah, everyone knows that.
So,
Well,
Josh,
not everyone knows that sound, but
You went to high school at Modern
dicey.
Day.
Yep.
What's it like? Did you play sports in high school?
Yeah, I wrestled, played football.
Wrestling's huge in Evansville. What positions you play in football?
I play on the line mostly.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. O-line or D-line?
Both. I didn't really like football that much. I just did it because friends did it.
Right. I
Yeah.
feel like that's a lot of people.
That's how wrestling is. Yeah, I
Yeah.
wasn't very good at it. But at the same time, modern day second string, better than most people's first string back then.
Yeah.
Shout out to Modern Day's football team, bro. Dude, did you see, just while we're on this topic, I guess Rides is at the top of they're undefeated, and they're at the top of the SIAC? Yeah, so they're at the top of the bracket right now currently, which is super impressive. Also, shout out to Rides. Awesome team out there. I know their head coach, Mr. Brunson. He used to coach me out in Mount Vernon.
Yeah, that was a good
He's a
move
stud.
by Rights. That was a good pickup.
He's a stud.
'Cause did he coach at Rights before and then leave and come back?
Yeah, he assisted at Rights, went to Harrison. Offensive? No, I think he may have been a head coach. We looked it up, but I don't remember. I think he head coached Harrison when they had that blowout year.
Okay.
Like they were just snapping dicks left and right. Left Harrison to go somewhere else and then eventually wound up at Rights. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a good coach.
He's a stud.
Yeah,
So what'd you do? Like when you got out of high school, did you immediately enlist or
No, I did a year. Actually, okay, back up for a second. When I was a junior in high school, I met a guy named Thomas Keith. Shout out to him. He won't listen. But I was volunteering to be a referee one night at the kids' like feeder league program for wrestling. They overbook refs. Well, they pay us to do it. So like so somebody can go grill burgers if they want. So I was like, okay, I'll go grill burgers.
right?
And there was a dad out there that was assigned to the same thing for volunteer, and then we got to talking. Turns out he was a civil engineer. Never heard of that shit. And at the time, I wanted to be an architect. Well, I told him that's what I wanted to be.
Right.
He's like, "Oh no, we're going to change your opinion on that." And then he gave me a job.
Sick.
While we were grilling burgers.
Wow.
Yeah. So I started that year, and at that point, I said, "Fuck sports." I didn't do
Right.
sports my senior year. I worked all the time. And then I went to college for civil engineering at USI, and then
Kept it local.
Yeah, kept it local. Though, well, I had a job, so
Right. You
why
didn't
would I
need
not
to move? Right.
Yeah, it was really good setup. Well, then I kind of enjoyed the surveying aspect more of the job, where you go out and like hold the rod, and the guy shoots a laser. It's a lot of fun. I think it is real outdoorsy. Well, my boss at the time and I jokingly got into it. He told me I needed some structure in my life.
Because you were just like partying, having
all the
high school time.
Well, yeah, because I didn't wrestle anymore.
Or not high school, college.
College, first year in college, and so I said,
And how old are you right now at in this part of the story?
35 right now.
No, I mean in this part of the story.
Oh, I am
19?
19, yeah.
19? Oh, yeah, dude. You're new boot goofing all over town, dude.
Yeah, so-
19, irresponsible as shit.
Yeah, bad. And I had 2 really good roommates that all we did was just pay the house bill and party.
Right.
You know?
Dude, real Animal House type situation.
Oh,
going.
it was bad.
Yeah,
it was
dude.
bad.
Yeah, man. Just strippers and, booze and
So-
whatever you can get into.
So he said you needed structure.
Yeah, jokingly. And I didn't like to I like to prove people wrong.
Right.
So I went and enlisted. And I said, fuck you, Donnie. I enlisted. But that's not why. I had been pondering the idea for a while. Wanted to give college a try
Right.
for
yeah.
a year.
Oh, yeah.
Just to see. Plus, I knew once I was going to be in the military, my whole perspective was going to change everything.
Oh, shit
Right.
gets dark real fast.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Life is different.
I did a year of college as a normal person. Loved it. Hated it at the same time. I know there's always more. So then I enlisted, and I tried to join the Air Force, actually. Well, I say try, but I didn't try very hard.
Shout out to Asa Cox, dude.
Shout out to Asa Cox.
Rep.
And then so your second choice.
Really wasn't my second choice to do anything. It was, I wanted a technical job, like along the lines of civil engineering and surveying to keep me
Right.
sharp for what I wanted to do when I got out. Well, I talked to the recruiter for a while, and at the time I was just probably full of testosterone and hate. And I said,
Fair enough.
I really just want to make people not exist anymore.
Yeah.
So he walked me over to the Army recruiter and said, this guy needs your guys' help. So
I just want to terminate lives. You know what I'm saying?
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah, I
I was
wanna
pretty
stack
mad at,
bodies.
at what the world was going through anyways.
Right.
The war at the time.
Oh, yeah, dude.
It consumed America.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah. I mean,
dude.
everybody was watching,
Yeah.
staying up to date.
It was dark, man. It was
was.
one of the first times that because I say one of the first times, but I mean I guess Vietnam would have been one of the first times that we really saw on television like bodies literally getting stacked, but like in high definition on a daily. You've got CNN that's now a 24-hour news station. It's like at all hours of the day when we were kids, you could turn the TV on and like the war in Afghanistan, the war in Iraq, and just see bodies literally
Right.
getting stacked.
And Live Leaks was around then.
Oh,
when we
it was
were
bad. I remember.
Dude, yeah,
And-
Live Leaks was gnarly.
Yeah. Because you got ISIS just mowing people down on the
was
side of the
fucking-
road.
I remember watching
Chaos.
Live Leaks in like high school. Like we found it in high school. So, it was around then.
Sure.
I'm a big fan of I watched a lot of the Afghan stuff because that's where I did a year in Afghanistan. But I loved watching like Afghans on Live Leaks where fucking Taliban, they'd be like behind a wall and they're like, yeah, durka, durka, durka. They're like talking shit and they're like not shooting anything. They're
Yeah.
just like and then one guy steps out with like an RPG, no cover, and like he just gets
You just fucking stood
bink,
out.
bink right in the head.
Whenever
dude.
you hear Aloha snack bar, that's when you know you got one.
Dude, I'm telling you, man, like
Time to reload and move at that point.
I loved watching an RPG guy just take one right to the forehead. I mean, it's just my favorite. There's
Yeah.
so many clips. Is Live Leak still running?
No, they took it down.
Yeah, took
Dude,
it down.
goddamn WikiLeaks.
It's been
dude.
down since 2020.
It's just it's this new culture. It's the hope and change we were supposed to get in 2008.
Man.
I'm sure it'll be on the dark web. Like I'm sure
Oh,
you can
yeah.
find it on the dark web easy.
Where I'm at
if
on
you
it-
can buy a tank on the dark web, you can watch somebody get blown up.
Oh, for sure, dude. If you can buy a damn 40-year-old man, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
On the dark web, because you can. I'm sure you can.
Oh, yeah.
His name's Dave. He's just in handcuffs and he shows up at your door.
His uncle of 3.
Yeah, dude. Surely you can buy a tank. But so the one thing that drives me up the wall is that because I'm careful about the way I word it, but I have a couple friends that are, of Muslim faith. Just like I have friends that are like of Catholic faith and so on and so forth. So many different friends that are into so many different religions, whatever. But you know how you meet like a Catholic who's just like fucking off the grid, dark Catholic,
Like
Old Testament Catholic.
Super devout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
know
yeah.
what I'm saying?
I know some.
That's kind of, but it's even worse than that. Those extremists that were over there fighting, like these Taliban guys, and it's just dark, man.
You also got to think
it's such a
in
weird
that,
thing
in that
that-
religion. They're very in touch, so like whatever they do, they feel is justified in an aspect because
Yeah.
they pray 5 times a day. What Catholic do you know that prays 5 times a day? It's slim. I feel like.
Honestly, if one did, you wouldn't know about it.
Right.
yeah, it's like
Pretty creepy, sneaky.
yeah, dude. Catholics are very like SEAL Team 6, like
Yeah.
close a door, turn the lights off.
choke you out with a fucking rosary.
Yeah, dude.
Snap your neck.
I've been watching Peaky Blinders. It is like that.
Fucking snap your neck, choke you out with the Lord.
So they take you into the army section.
Sorry, Jesus. Damn.
They take you into the army recruit building, and they sign you up.
Yeah.
So
Well, they didn't sign me up.
Okay.
I took the ASVAB for them.
okay.
How did you do? Because
I got the 70s.
I got a 35.
Yeah.
And apparently you get like 25 points for writing your name.
So yeah, the 31's the minimum for the Air Force and the Army. So ASA, I had the same minimum.
I had two. I had two options, bro. Like I knew I wanted to go and like fuck shit up.
Yeah.
I had two options: tanker or infantry. I was like, fuck, I guess I'll be infantry. Whatever.
So I have a really long enlistment story. So I'm talking to these Army guys at this point, okay? And
Still laughing at the rosary. I'm so sorry. Dude.
you're good.
I'm trying to tighten up.
You're all right.
I'm tightening up.
Hail Mary.
Full of grace, dude. Just like, whack.
Oh shit.
Like fucking piano wire.
Exactly. So
Anyway, sorry, dude.
anyways, I take the ASVAB at the armory. There's a whole bunch of us in there. And I'm in college at this point, so I'm
Right.
taking math classes every day, writing fucking papers I don't want to write. And so I do well, 70s. Army recruiter's like, you did a really good job. He's like, you can do whatever you want. I said, well, what else? What is there to do?
Right. What are my options? What's everything?
What is everything? Because there's like 120 jobs in the military. I later learned that there's 119 jobs in the military that support the one job in the military, the Army Infantry.
The only job.
The only job.
Yeah, dude. Fucking just out there really just kicking fucking doors in and fucking doing, you know what I'm saying?
You get to do all the high speed stuff. All this.
Dude, I get moist just fucking thinking about it, bro. Like I start sweating. I'm like, you know what the saddest part about being infantry and then being like out of the infantry now is? The saddest part is knowing that at the age of 20, that was the coolest version of me that I will ever be.
Okay, yeah, maybe, but my kids think I'm pretty cool, especially my son. He always asks me like,
But in your own eyes, though,
Sure.
you're never going to be fucking that guy.
melting a 50 cal barrel.
Exactly, dude. Yeah. Fucking dropping 300 rounds in fucking 9 minutes. You know
That's
what I'm saying?
That's against Geneva Conventions to have more than 100 of them linked. I got a report done on that.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I had 300 linked. I got in trouble.
Dude, I had 200 round box mags.
Yeah.
I was a saw
I
gunner.
was 600. No, 50 cal.
Oh, M2?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Lame.
We'll get into
My
that.
platoon leader's
Anyways, so you're at the recruiter stage, or you're at the armory down on the east side.
Yeah,
you
taking
take
the
your
ASVAB.
test. So
Taking
what
the
are the
ASVAB.
options? What does he tell you?
He doesn't say much because my friend Ryan Marks has been blowing my phone up the entire time I'm taking the test. And, and he had just enlisted in the National Guard. And so I told him, I said, I'm going to take this call real quick. So I call Ryan back and he's like, dude, don't sign anything. So he converts me to join the National Guard here in town. I met a really nice recruiter, and I told him, I think I want to be in the infantry or I want to be a tanker. He goes like, no, you're not. He basically told me I wasn't going to do it. I think his name was Sean Stevens. I'm friends with him on Facebook. Super nice guy.
Hold on a second. Sean Stevens?
Yeah, he lives in Texas now.
Oh, okay. That's so weird. I know a Sean Stevens from Posey County. He actually is no longer alive, but he was exactly my age. I don't think he made it out of high school.
This guy's probably
really
in his
weird.
60s by now.
Okay.
Maybe late 50s.
Okay.
Super nice guy.
Super nice guy recruiter. You know, I told him I want to be in harm's way. He goes, no.
So you had to like convince him?
No, I mean, he couldn't tell me I couldn't have a job.
Right.
Right.
Because your score was high.
Score was high as shit. So
Right.
I joined the infantry, and it had $20,000 sign-on bonus at the time. So even more cool.
Right.
But they don't sugarcoat that shit. They tell you get half of it after the end of basic and AIT, and then the other half 3 years if you have no
incidents or anything like that. So what was basic like for you? Was it
basic was way easier than wrestling practice. I'll tell you that much. It was like summer camp, but mine was 16 weeks straight, 17 weeks straight if you count 0 week with all the shots and shit. I passed out during that.
You know what?
Same.
What was the worst?
I wasn't enlisted, but I passed out at shots.
What was the worst shot?
I don't remember. Oh, in my whole career?
No.
Fucking anthrax, dude. Shit
Dude,
sucks.
no, the penicillin.
Oh, in the ass?
Yeah, I'll take 9 anthrax shots.
Ooh.
That penicillin in my fucking butthole.
It felt like peanut butter in your ass.
Did they put it in your butthole?
No.
Oh,
Fuck no.
What?
Whatever. Anyway, I'm just
They
joking.
must have played with your butt.
Right.
Dude, the
That
doctor
wasn't a needle.
The doctor that fingers your butthole, though.
Did he put both of his hands on your shoulder?
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
Yeah, I think his name was Uncle
You're like, what's
Gary.
poking me?
I think his name was Uncle Gary.
He was Catholic.
Yeah, bro. He's from modern day too. Dude, no, but anyway, so
shit, maybe Memorial.
I'll tell you what, no shade towards modern day, dude. Mad respect. I didn't go there. I was a Posey County kid. But anyway, so yeah, the penicillin sucked. But then okay, so basic training, honestly, like I tell people all the time, the worst I smoked and dipped all throughout high school. The worst part of basic training was not be able to smoke or dip.
Right. Okay. I have a story about that too.
Yeah.
So,
But other than that, it was cake.
yeah, it was
Yeah.
easy. It was easy. It wasn't hard. I lost a ton of weight. My parents didn't even recognize me at the end of it. They walked right by me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Get a little bit of that.
I had
bourbon in
been
the
out of
mustache.
wrestling for 3 years at that point, and I just let myself go. I mean, I wrestled like 160 pounds in high school. And
Damn.
yeah.
It's a little fella.
I was small.
Yeah. Thinned out.
Yeah.
So, how long after you got out of basic until you went overseas?
Okay, so I graduated July 6th, 2007, so almost 777.
Damn.
Yeah, almost got lucky on that.
Trip sevens, dude.
Trip sevens.
Shout out.
Would have been nice.
Shout out.
So, boots on ground that February.
So that's 4 months.
Let's see.
No, 7 months.
July, 5, 6, 7 months.
That's insane, dude. You know how long it was for me?
In the guard, not in active duty.
You know how long it was for me?
How long?
Active duty as 11 Bravo in Fort Bliss, Texas. 2 fucking years.
That's a long time. That's a long
me.
time to like get you hyped up and like, where we're going. We're
Yeah,
going.
dude.
Orders come in,
Dude.
and then you don't go.
You ever get, dude, all right, dude, this is about to get a little sexual. So if you're not, you know what I'm saying? So just a heads up, guys. You ever just get fucking so goddamn rock hard? I told you, I
Hang
warned
a
you.
towel on it?
Yeah, dude. So skip 5 seconds, dude. You ever get so goddamn rock hard, your fucking, the tip of your dick starts hurting?
No.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like full of blood, about to fucking explode.
Like that
Just-
tire.
You're about to pass out because
Dude,
all the blood.
it's just right fucking here, man. That was me. At 2 years, I was fucking ready.
How many times you guys get orders sent in and then they get disbanded? Never?
Straight training.
That sucks.
I did like TRADOC shit for fucking 24 months.
So so you technically weren't active duty and got pulled into active duty?
Yeah, the whole
That's how it
unit
works.
did.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
Okay.
So when you're in the reserves or when you're in
No, the reserves doesn't have any combat roles.
they don't.
Only the guard.
Okay, so when you're in the guard and then you come down with orders, the moment you get your orders, you go to active duty. So you're like, all right, now the next 9 months
Okay.
of my life
They
is
can
like
call you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you're training for 9
Yeah, it
months.
was 300 days on orders.
So did you deploy out of the like airport that had the private section for all the military dudes? And,
So we actually
or
got put on orders, and then we went down to Fort Stewart, Georgia, for
Oh,
3
damn,
months.
dude.
It sucked.
Shout out to Tony Stewart.
So
He's
so-
from the tri-state area.
So why would we want to practice in the desert or practice in the woods for fighting in the desert? It made no sense to me.
Yeah.
right.
They tried their best with their Op 4 and shit, but it is
Just kind of lame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's in the
What-
woods.
What was so you didn't get to like go home or anything? You went straight from like base to base to then overseas?
No, they gave us a 4 or 5 day leave in between the end of that 3 month period and go home. My parents came down, my brother came down, my aunt came down, and we went to Florida. I got to see the beach for the first time.
Yeah, we went to. My
ocean
sister
for the
was in
first
the
time.
National Guard, and she was in Texas, and we went to San Antonio and spent the time.
Yeah.
that 5 days there. But so what was it like flying over? Because I always hear like Asa's plane broke down on the runway, or like
The first time I've been on a plane was to get to basic.
oh wow,
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
So you're probably high, intense.
Yeah, well, my dad flew a lot, so I got to like
Okay,
experience through asking him questions. But I
Right.
never had a willingness to fly ever. Didn't give a
and
shit.
where'd you go to basic training at?
Fort Benning, Georgia.
Isn't that's like the number one question? How you trip up somebody that was like, "Yeah, I was in the infantry in Nam."
Yeah.
Oh, really? You're in the infantry in Nam? Okay. Where'd you go to basic training? Fort Polk.
Yeah. No.
All right, fucking liar.
Oh, there's so many of
I'll
them.
fucking fight you right here.
That's
dude.
the thing. I see veterans on the side of the road sometimes. Like,
Funny
I'm
story.
a veteran.
Yeah.
Quit being a shitbag.
Funny story behind that is the infantry trains at one station only. When you go to basic training, it's one station unit training, OSIT. And if you're infantry, there's only one place you go to basic training, and it's Fort Benning, Georgia, the home of the infantry. Shout out,
It's
dude.
sick as shit, though.
Sand Hill is fucking my shit,
Dude, I'm telling you what. You know they have a parade field now? That's right outside the
I
National
saw something
Infantry
about that.
Museum.
Yeah. I saw something
It's
about
got sand and dirt sprinkled from all the places the Army Infantry.
yeah, dude.
That's hollow ground right there. And you're allowed to walk on it, and I'm allowed to walk on it, but other people can't.
That's not.
That's pretty cool, though.
I'm getting hard right
I
now.
want to
dude.
go to it so bad. I've
getting
been telling my
fucking
wife I've been
jacked.
wanting to go down there.
But anyway, so you get so you flew there. That was the first time you flew, but then flying to, leaving. Where did we say?
Fort Stewart. We flew from Fort Stewart to Ireland.
That's sick.
Yeah, it was
Redheaded.
it was a long
like
flight.
18
too.
hours, I think it was. It was a long time, and everyone was just high tension
Right.
at this point.
And you can't drink when you land in Ireland.
You can't drink at all.
Yeah,
you're on orders.
You're working.
Yeah, you're there. Like
Right.
you're not. They gave us a bunch of NA beer. All day.
Non-alcoholic. So, when you fly into what was the name?
Ireland.
Well, from Ireland, when you I'm thinking of your like when you get to base.
Oh, okay. So we flew into
Yeah, you go from like Ireland to what, Tajikistan or something?
No, Ali Asalim, I think it was a big one, but we flew to Kuwait.
Yeah, fuck
first.
that place.
Yeah, well, they had a Baskin Robbins there. It was killer, and a great second potato.
So fucking hot though.
Dude, it's like there are NCOs are like, this is the last time you guys are gonna get good food. You might as well eat
Soak
all
it
you
up.
can.
They got like
Suck
a
it up.
Taco Bell and stuff on base.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where my sister was stationed in Kuwait.
So, but they also had this thing called Project MySpace at the time, when MySpace was still a big thing. Like Carlos Mencia put it on, and the Pussycat Dolls were there, and Disturbed was there, and Jessica Simpson was there. I got to meet them all. It was cool as shit.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we were there for like 3 weeks maybe, and they were there for like 3 days.
Wow.
So
That's insane.
it was. I have pictures of the shit
timing.
with them. Yeah, it's weird how that works, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And then so when you fly to your Cobb, was it a Cobb for you?
Fob for me.
Fob.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cobb and Fob.
It's cop, like as a P post, but in the equivalent of a cop from Afghanistan to Iraq, you wouldn't call it a cop in Iraq. They were called JSSs.
JSS.
So a JSS equals a cop. Cop is JSS. JSS is cop. They're basically the same thing. It's a really small.
Did you guys fly in at night there?
We did, but we also, our duty station got moved so many times. I couldn't tell you where our initial was going to be. Initially, it was going to be in the middle of nowhere.
So you guys are like nomadic military
We
bases,
were.
just like picking up and moving and.
We were, but we ended up getting stuck in. Oh shit! I forgot the damn name of it. There was just a massacre there by ISIS.
Yeah, fuck those dudes.
Yeah. Anyways, it was an old Iraqi air base.
Okay.
And they had a landing strip there, and we landed there in the middle of the night. I remember, I'll never forget the back door of the C-17 opened, and I was like, the smell was horrid. The smell of the air was so bad.
Oh, putrid.
Yeah,
Putrid. Yeah.
I cannot explain the smell to you, but I don't want to ever experience it again.
Right.
I'll be honest with you. At the bigger cities in Afghanistan, very, very similar, like Kabul, like J-Bad area. I'm sure you've heard of J-Bad. It's like the biggest installation in Afghanistan, but like you smell that. When you got to where I was, it was actually kind of enjoyable. It was almost like all fresh air. Like the worst thing you smelled was dung. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? From the fields. But other than that, it was fucking pretty nice.
So
It was
when
nice.
the hatch drops, are you guys getting shot at? Or
No.
At night times, like
This is a secure landing zone. Yeah, this place is massive. Well, it felt massive at least. But there were rockets throughout the deployment that would come in. You'd hear them on the perimeter.
So what like I don't, Brian, you can.
I was gonna say, just to touch on those rockets, man. They actually they had those in Afghanistan. I got hit with mortars all the time.
Same
mortars. We had 60s, and what was the one bigger Russian mortar? I think it was an 80 or a 120. But they would hit us with those. We didn't see Chinese rockets on my cop, but we did see Rokulis rifle, which is bigger than a 120. I believe it's fucking huge.
Well, you said like what day one, some like an RPG or mortar hit the wall.
Day one. So you were talking about a secure landing. So I'm floating around in Afghanistan from base to base, fob to fob, kind of just trying to get close to my valley. Yeah. And I'd assumed, I was like, okay, we're going to get to Fob Shank was my mother fob. So that was where my battalion was stationed, and we operated out of that. So we get to Fob Shank, and I was like, oh, this is pretty nice. Like, this is a nice base. And they're like, yeah, you're like 4 nautical miles to the south-southeast over here. That's where your cop's going to be at. And I just figured, all right, we're going to drive in there and get dropped off. Fucking nope, dude. Blackhawks in the middle of the fucking night on a new moon. And we flew in, and it was not a secure landing. Yeah. Not a fucking secure landing. This cop was the size of a football field, maybe 2, very small. Highly suggest I need you to check out Jake News episode later. But so we land there, middle of the night, new moon, can't see shit. I get to this base. I'm on this tiny, like it's an alien world to me. I get into this building, and they're like, all right, get some shut eye. Tomorrow's going to be weird. And I was like, all right, cool, whatever. And literally, I could not sleep. I was so anxious. I was just like shaking, like, where am I? What's happening? The sun starts to rise, and just, probably what mortars sound like when they explode. It's a lot like 2 rail cars just smacking into each other full speed. It was like sun coming up. Boom. Like, that was my, hey, welcome to fucking Cop Shark, baby. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like,
after a while, you just start, you grab your necessities and go to the bunker.
Yeah, was it like that day, like in the first week of you getting there? No.
Much bigger fob than that. Much bigger.
You guys get blown up often, but it's so big that like it doesn't necessarily affect you on a daily basis.
Yeah. So no one was allowed to ride the perimeter. We have a perimeter road that they built just to get around easier. People would bike it and shit. Not allowed to be by yourself for that reason.
Okay.
So it was an Air Force ran facility for a while.
And what was the name of it again?
Fob Spiker. That's what it was. Fob Spiker. Literally right, if you take the road that goes into Spiker straight out, it would go into like Tikrit University. So it was really close to town. But I mean, we got VBIEDs all the time, charging the gate and shit. Not fun. Vehicle-borne IEDs.
I was going to say, explain what a VBID is.
Basically,
Thomas is very cherry.
So is that just basically like somebody driving a truck or somebody jumps out of a truck? And
it could be both, but most of the time it's a car that they're driving. They're a suicide bomber that's assisting this.
Just trying to breach the perimeter, the gate, the wall.
Blow up, yeah.
How big are these ordinances that they're bringing in? Just give him a perspective of what we're talking.
Okay, so if you were to pack your trunk full of C4, about that.
Wow.
Like sometimes I've seen...
So basically you got to try to... You notice that they're charging at base and you got to shoot them farther out?
They do get shot most of the time, but they usually can't make it past the HESCO and Jersey barriers, and they just crash the car.
What's a Jersey barrier? Explain that.
That's like...
A pre-barrier?
What you see like on highway construction that will divide the 2 lanes on a road that's being used as a 2-lane road.
And they set them up in a staggered file. So when you enter the base, you can't just drive straight through.
Right, you got to zigzag.
Yeah, you see it on movies a lot. So that's your Jersey barrier. And then the HESCO barrier is just a big basket filled with sand. Yeah. And they're usually 10 feet tall.
Yeah, they're easy to put up. So and they stop bullets.
Right.
Yeah.
A lot better.
Yeah,
I think
they're like 8 foot by 8 foot by 10 feet tall.
So
massive.
What was it like prepping for your first patrol? Because where you went out on patrol?
We did both. We did at first we did convoy security at first, and leaving the wire for the first time doesn't feel real. And
did you have like Brian listened to Katy Perry before he went out? Yeah. Did you have like any amp music or were you?
Not really.
You didn't have a go-to? Like a fucking, I'm going to get some Celine Dion going and just turn the fuck up, get ready to fucking murder people?
No, we all just kind of sat around and talked about what it was going to be like.
Like in the beginning, but like once you're used to combat now, did you have like what was your juice up?
We didn't find out that we could hook up our iPod to the headsets into the truck until like 2 months in.
So what was your go-to?
Our truck
Metallica?
No, our truck commander usually did all the music, but
fucking TCs, man.
He was cool as shit though.
Okay.
That's deployment dad for me.
Okay. Big shoots to deployment dad.
I remember the first time we listened to something, I think it was Convoy. Convoy.
I don't know that
song,
one.
like
the trucker song?
Yeah, the trucker song. Yeah.
I don't know that one.
It's about a bunch of truckers like driving across the state to like.
It's funny.
Yeah.
To be in an actual convoy, but you were getting shot at convoy.
Right.
Versus they're dealing with Smokey Bears, aka State Patrol.
Yeah, dude.
So first time leaving the wire, intense.
But we would get a lot of flack for being in the guard. But I remember waving goodbye to the active duty guys at the gate every day. Yeah.
Later, pussies.
Later, bitches.
Yeah. Have fun.
101st.
Yeah. Have fun fucking keeping the lights on. You know what I'm saying, dude?
Have fun burning the shit.
Yeah, dude.
We didn't do that, thankfully. No shit burning.
Dude, Daddy did.
Yeah, that's nasty.
Because I did a lot of OPs in Afghanistan. So I don't know. I mean, I think an OP is the same thing. You do OPs in Iraq too, but it just usually involves a building. But we did observation post where you would get stationed outside of your cop for like 2 weeks at a time, a month at a time, and you just lived in the woods. Well, we lived on the mountains surrounding our valley, and they were just little miniature bases. You couldn't even call it a base.
Park a truck there.
We don't have trucks up there.
No.
You're on foot. You're climbing it by foot, and you're staying up there on foot.
No fun.
No HESCO barriers. It's like literally the same thing as Vietnam. Like you would just set up a perimeter of guys. You got guys pulling guard, and it's like fucking radio some shit if it pops off. Like let me know if a dude comes crawling up the mountain.
Don't tell anybody that went to Vietnam. That
dude. Oh yeah, it's not the same. I swear to God.
They get so butthurt.
Oh yeah.
And that's what we mentioned too. Like a lot of, it's like you hear a lot of World War stories, like 1, 2. I mean, the people that are still alive, and then like
Not many.
There's like 5.
and then like the Vietnam guys, they got so much flack and hate when they got back home.
Baby killer.
And they saw so much shit too.
Sure.
They just don't. They like. I feel like.
I mean, the gooks were fucking brutal.
Those gooks were fucking savage.
But I feel like we're missing out because, like, you know, the like Iraq and Afghanistan guys, like, you guys are willing to talk about it,
Sure.
you know, whatever. But they're like, the Vietnam guys will talk a little bit, but like you hit a certain thing and they're just like,
Vietnam was
done.
the last war that we had true combat, like true hand to
Knew who
hand.
the enemy was.
Yeah.
They dressed different.
Well, yeah, it was very similar to what we go through. That's why I relate Afghanistan a lot to Vietnam. The difference the biggest difference in Afghanistan to Vietnam is that like the wars were very similar, like far distances, wooded areas, like very, very similar terrain, hills, mountains, whatever. Didn't know the enemy knew you, so on and so forth. But hand-to-hand combat Vietnam was the last war where it was very common that like
in traps,
you get snuck up on
spike holes.
Yeah, there were POWs. Like that shit doesn't happen in Afghanistan. We have like a few POWs, like a few hand-to-hand combat scenarios. But in Vietnam, like if you were an 11 Bravo, you're more than likely going to stab a Ho Chi Minh right in the fucking throat.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's fucking
You're
badass,
clearing
though.
a fucking spider hole where that grenade didn't kill 3 dudes, and you got to go in there and fucking finish them off or fight for your life because they're ready and waiting.
Right.
It's crazy shit. Like Vietnam was dark.
Right.
But like
Maybe the Pacific Theater you can compare it to in World War II. That was dark shit too.
yes, oh fucking
Sam-
Jesus Christ. But anyways, away from that,
Yeah.
shout out to all my Vietnam vets out there, dude. Jesus,
I just wish
fuck.
they would like. I enjoy the like history, you know what I mean, and like the story and stuff. And I feel like we're
dark.
almost missing, you know, like a
It's
section.
fucking dark, man.
But
That's
yeah,
why they don't
yeah.
talk about it.
No, I agree.
It's fucking dark. Like what
couldn't imagine.
we've gone through is dark, but what they've been through is fucking dark. If you were an 11 Bravo in Vietnam and you were in country for more than 12 months, it was fucking dark. But anyway, so you're there and you're shaky on your first patrol. So let's say we're 6 months in on this deployment now.
Well, was there anything like some big things that happened in the first few months?
Well,
for
the
you?
first few months would be. I feel like they're not as dumb as we put them out to be because they know they see different channels on the numbers on the side of the vehicles. We change all that for radio frequencies. We change patches. We change how we do things, right? So they're learning us like we're learning them. So they're nothing really goes down for the first 2 months.
Okay.
It's eerie. You know, I'm looking like I'm a gunner at this point. I'm looking at like, and I'm the lead truck gunner.
So you're in the front riding outside on the back.
On a fucking top of a 5-ton, right? Not an enclosed turret, really. There's
Right.
some shit thrown up there.
Yeah.
yeah, some canvas.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
with a
saying?
240. That's it. Yeah, some canvas and some really thin metal.
Yeah, it's not. It's a. I've gunned a couple of times in country. Like we didn't drive often. I think I drove 6 times in Afghanistan in a truck, and I was a gunner because I was the 249 guy, the saw, the mini pig. It is a weird feeling being stuck out of that bitch.
And yeah, especially when you're at the front.
And you're constantly scanning, looking ahead.
I got really good at that too.
You can't scan enough though.
No,
you always feel like there's that feeling of like
You're being watched.
Where is it going to come from?
I found an IED in a Pepsi can.
Wow.
One time, yeah.
You know what? I actually found an IED that was, I found a wire on a trail on foot, but like, I thought I was so fucking proud. I fucking held up my hand. I was like, fucking stop. Because they tell you, like, stop fucking everything.
Oh, yeah, stop.
See something, say something.
Yeah.
I was like, fucking hold it. Told my team leader, I was like, there's a wire right here, 3 feet ahead of me, to my left, whatever. Bright blue wire. Called it out. Stopped the whole movement. Did like a 4-hour scan search. EOD comes out. We traced the wire. It was a fucking, they were either setting up an IED and didn't terminate it, didn't finish the job, or it was an ID that had been set up and they had removed it. But like, I remember finding that and being so proud. And then they were like, "Hey, we just wasted 4 hours on you, you piece of shit. There was nothing here." I was like,
well.
"Oh fuck, whatever."
Better safe than sorry.
Exactly.
On foot is a different ball game, which you're very familiar with IDs as well.
Yes.
We're going to get into that. I want to. But it's a scary thing just being exposed and like you can't control your movement. It's like this leader says we're going this way, and you're just looking and you're just waiting for something to go boom, or you're waiting to find something.
So first 2 months goes by pretty smoothly. You're riding on the back of a truck.
Top of a truck.
Yeah.
In the front of the convoy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting to know everything because I'm the first one that sees it, right?
Right.
So
It's
I'm
dicey.
I'm like, there's a rock formation here. I keep that in my mind. I'm drawing little maps in my fucking book.
You have to, yeah.
I'm keeping markings in my turret. I'm the only one that uses this truck. So my turret's got fucking shit all on it.
like a Vincent Van Gogh.
It's a damn near Sistine Chapel of just where shit's at.
Fuck yeah, bro.
Yeah. And so I'm just keeping little tally marks.
Sorry to interrupt. Do you think that? Do you think? Well,
He's the fucking worst, by the way.
Well, I was gonna
He's
say,
like, this story's great. Let me just fucking
We're
shit on
chugging
it.
along.
well, I was gonna say, do you think that your civil engineering and the engineering background? So I took engineering classes through high school, AP classes, and they teach you, like you're using notebooks, you're writing down measurements and stuff along those lines. Do you think that was maybe one of the reasons that you were mapping it out?
Definitely the measurement thing, and definitely the surveying thing.
And as an engineer, you're paying attention to little details, and like you said, surveying out in the field, you get to that's what I just wanted to.
My mom also gave me a camera at the time.
Excuse him, by the way. I'm so sorry.
It's all right. A really, really, really good camera for the time. Mm-hmm. So I'm taking pictures of these buildings every time I'm going by them.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. And so then, like, just the suspect ones, the ones that nobody's ever at.
Right.
Kids would say sus.
Yeah. Playing Among Us. Or the buildings that would have like a small perimeter around them, or like
a hedge, or
not a hedge, but like a small fence made out of stone or brick. Mm-hmm. Kids would be out to the highway selling gas at those places. I really don't care about them.
Damn.
Yeah, they'd be trying to sell gas. That's how they did it, because people couldn't go into gas stations because they'd fucking blow them up.
Right.
God
then,
damn, dude.
Then they'd be out of a job.
So
Real Haji Mart.
Now let him get back to the Vincent Van Gogh Sistine Chapel.
Yeah,
so
so
you're
I'm
cruising
making
along.
notes. Yep.
You've got your what did we used to call those? It's like a field card or
a little field card with like a little triangle.
But you have it all over
the
inside of the turret.
Because I'm the only one that uses the truck.
Yeah, so you know where this rock is, that building, this whatever. Okay, so onward with your story.
And so I'm making these notes, and then we start going other places. I'm thinking, fuck, I need some more space.
Yeah.
So then I'm having to figure out how to write things down to go other places.
Right.
We were just making one trip to we call Q West and back down constantly. There, back, all the time. And so I started to come up with this way to do this. I would just keep a notebook. I still have the notebook because it brings back a lot of memories, but it's eerie to open it.
I bet.
So yeah, I kept the notebook, and then when I went on leave, I gave it to the guy that took my spot, and
he gave it back afterwards.
Yeah, he gave
That's
it back.
awesome.
He appreciated him using it. But so, anyways, fast forward some more months, and it is, let's see, we didn't start missions until March, I think, because we did this 3 weeks in Kuwait. I don't know. I don't know if I want to get the story yet or not. You guys have any more questions before I get into the Kyle story?
Well, I want this to go in whatever direction you want it to go. We're talking about like you're in the truck, you're riding along, you're looking for IDs. Can we touch on that first?
Sure.
How long into this deployment before
you experience an IED?
Directly.
Just
yes.
My guys.
Yeah.
It was July 4th.
And you've been doing trails, driving for how many months at this point?
6
6 months. So you made it.
Hang on, 4 4 months.
And you're the lead truck?
That's a long time to. No, he was just saying in his convoy.
Oh, okay.
But that's a long time to go without anybody getting blown up. I have to say.
Right. We found some at this point. We found some IEDs that didn't go off.
Were they so?
My company had found some IEDs that did go off on them. But go ahead.
So I was gonna say, so like you see IEDs made out of like everything. You said like a Pepsi
Everything.
can.
I saw one hidden in a dog. I saw a copper wire sticking out of a dog's ass.
And the dog was alive?
No, it was dead.
Okay.
They're everywhere on the side of the road.
Okay.
Yeah, and actually, that was really common in Iraq. That like you would just shoot the dogs if they came towards you. I know it sounds PETA. Don't come at me, dude.
Because
don't come at me.
A lot of times they have eaten people.
They have
or
rabies.
bodies.
They're gross. Yeah, they're rabid.
They're suffering.
Yeah, there's no food. They're in a desert.
They're practically wolves.
They're gonna bite you. Like
they will bite you.
You just shoot it. You just shoot it. Yeah.
You don't make it suffer.
Right.
Yeah, just shoot it. But that was not very uncommon. So to see a dead dog in Iraq.
Before we get to the Iraq, before we get to the IED,
Yeah, please no.
I want to paint a picture of the people I was with.
Okay. Yeah.
So keep in mind, everyone's from Indiana. Most of us, a couple from Illinois.
Hoosiers, baby.
Yeah, all
Who's
of
your
us.
daddy?
And so I don't know anyone here except because all these guys are from Lagodi or Washington. That's where the armory is based out of. I know one guy looks familiar. His name's Cameron Kendall. He went to Wrights, a couple years younger than me. So off the bat, we already have that rivalry going.
Right.
You know, there's that.
And was your buddy in your group that you signed up with?
My roommate.
Yeah.
He ended up there.
Okay.
He went to basic after I had graduated. By the grace of God, he got stuck with me. So yes, I did know him, but
That's
he was.
awesome.
They wouldn't let us be in the same platoon.
Because you guys knew each
We
other.
lived
So
together.
Okay.
We were best friends in high school.
And by the grace of God, you're in this wretched place with a bunch of Hoosiers.
Yeah.
So
So
that's a unique thing to have.
It is weird, but everyone really cares about you at this point. I mean, the whole time.
And it's like that even in active duty with dudes from all over the state.
I'm sure it is.
You just get so tight with these guys.
Sure.
You're literally smelling each other's assholes day in and day out.
But these guys like know each other's brothers and shit. And
it's probably
parents
a
and shit.
little tight.
It's fucking almost creepy Amish like.
Yeah.
Because they're all from Amish country.
you guys
Shout
are-
out to all my buddies there.
Yeah, dude. And I got a couple Mormon friends too. So shout out to you guys as well. Basically like Amish juniors. You know what I mean?
Sister wives and shit.
Yeah. Kissing cousins or whatever they're doing. I don't know.
Okay, so I don't really know anyone here in my platoon. We're really separated from each other. We're on different schedules. We live different lives. So I meet this guy named Kyle Jones, and we're the shortest guys in the unit. So we got that going for us.
So you're getting flagged.
Oh, yeah.
And he's hilarious, by the way. And he had just turned 18 years old. Like he just in time for
Young
the
cat.
deployment. Young.
Hell yeah.
Scared to death. You know?
Oh yeah.
He may not say he was scared to death, but he was.
And how old are you at this time?
I'm 21.
Okay.
And so, because I turned 22 in the desert, I remember that. Okay, so Kyle and I become like inseparable. We lived in different buildings, but we were always just
Outside together.
just hanging out together. You know?
Yeah.
But all the E4s and below in my squad were really tight.
E4 Mafia.
E4
baby.
Mafia, yeah, we didn't. give a
E4
fuck.
Mafia. Fuck.
We
around and
did
find out.
literally whatever we wanted.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Just sham.
Top didn't know how to do shit to us. We built our own bunk beds. He's like, you guys can't do that. And we did it.
Yeah.
You know, shit
Like,
like
listen
that.
here, Top. Why don't you fucking chill out and go drink some coffee? I never would talk to an E6 that or an E7 that way.
So you and Kyle were inseparable.
Fuck off, Top.
Yeah.
Spending all your free time just broing out.
Yeah, I mean, we all did. But yeah, Kyle, I cared about Kyle a lot.
Almost like a little brother.
Almost like my fucking twin brother. We were
Okay.
so similar.
So you're a twin.
Damn near. And so a few months goes by, and my E6 loved to smoke cigars. He's cool as shit. Greg Hamilton. Shout out Greg Hamilton. He will watch this. I'll send it to
Shout
him.
Fuck yeah.
Still
Greg.
talk to him. He's a bad motherfucker.
Greg,
dude.
you're the fucking man, dude.
He is. He's been on like 4 or 5 deployments in the guard. Baller.
Sergeant Greg.
Yeah.
Just crushing dicks.
No, thank him for his service. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Greg.
And now his daughter's a door gunner in a Black Hawk.
Wow.
She's a badass.
Fuck, that's hot.
Yeah.
Not that's just any
Right.
You get it.
Right. He gets it. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the infantry. He doesn't care.
Fuck,
yeah.
dude, just gunning them down, dude. Right out of a fucking bird. Death from above, dude. That's
Fly
what I
by.
say. Fuck yeah, dude.
So,
Fuck yeah.
Anyways, he notices something about me. This is Greg.
Right.
That's different. And he asked me in private, no rank.
Yeah.
Because at this point, we're all first name basis almost. Because
I know what you're talking about.
the shot at. We ain't got time to fucking say, hey, Staff Sergeant Hamilton, it's, hey, Greg.
Right.
Hey, Josh, what's up?
Yeah, exactly. So he notices something about is off-putting. And the guy that's my driver is super quiet. His brother's super quiet.
Probably a PVT private.
No, he was a PF. He was a E3 maybe at the time. But his brother was a staff sergeant in the same unit, other platoon. That's how tight these guys are. They're related to each other.
Right.
Yeah.
So I guess maybe Zach, my driver, had been acting different as well because his brother noticed. And Greg asked me what had been going on. Well, my truck commander at the time was abusing us. Like verbally, physically. And so
Why? So sorry, but like my sister in the National Guard, they experienced this. Like, so she was in an all-female base, but they were doing not like they were like slashing each other's bike tires and
that's
stuff.
fucked up.
No, I don't think
This guy was just hitting us in the leg and shit on the turret.
Okay.
And like verbally, like making us
Like
feel
while
like
you're
shit.
on turret hitting you, that's fucked up because like you're the eye and
He's a shitbag.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, his dad was a officer in the Army, so he thought he was hot shit. His shit didn't stink.
So,
and that's terrible to experience when you're a tight brotherhood.
Not him.
He was outside of the
Didn't
group.
like him. Nobody liked him.
and I think from my experience, when I see an NCO who wants to be, with the guys, like part of the crew, like wants to be tight, but then like there's just something about him that the others he kind of shuns himself out inadvertently.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He doesn't do it on purpose.
Right.
But the fact that like you and the other E4s and the privates and even some of the E5s, they're like, I don't fuck with fucking Gary,
Johnny on the
dude.
spot.
You know
That's
what I'm
how it
saying?
was.
But like if they don't fuck with him, it almost drives it more to where they're like almost now it's angsty and they're like, well, fuck you. You don't want me in your crew? Okay, I'm gonna fuck you up.
Yeah, but
Do you think that's what a lot of the driving was, or was he just naturally just a fucking douche?
the second one, natural fucking douche.
So
He was though.
so you can fight in Greg,
Greg noticed before. I didn't tell on anybody.
right?
I didn't rat anybody.
Respect,
Right.
Yeah, respect, dude.
But Greg, being a great NCO, he was noticed.
He knew something was up.
He did.
He knew there was a fucking coyote in the chicken coop. You know what I mean?
Right. So he immediately got with the other E5s.
He didn't go to top.
He gets there. Goes to Greg. Greg goes to the other E5s. At this point, we're so far into the deployment, we don't want to fuck anybody's life up.
Right.
Or ours.
You've got momentum going. You're used to how each other operate.
And the guy that was being a douche, really good sergeant.
Good at his job.
Really good at his job.
Yeah, good.
Really good at his job. You
Good.
know. Wouldn't let him watch my kids, but
Right.
really good at his job.
Yeah, I know that guy.
So Greg immediately pulls Zach and I out of the truck. Says, you guys aren't going to be with him anymore. I mean, I had bruises all over my leg. So he puts me with Brad.
He was fucking like really laying India then.
Yeah. Couldn't do anything about it. Sitting in a turret. Couldn't do shit.
Yeah, because what are you going to say to an E6 or an E5?
Kicking back.
Was he an E5 or E6?
E5.
E5.
Yeah.
So what are you going to say to your TC? Like, hey, Sergeant, fucking please stop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. I wanted to mule kick him really bad. Yeah, I really wanted to.
and then the repercussions from that,
Right.
you'd be out.
I'd be out.
Yeah, you'd be out.
I'd be out. Dishonorable discharge.
Laying hands on a non-commissioned officer, you'd be out.
Yeah.
So they pull you guys out of the truck.
Greg immediately did that night after we had the conversation.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to Greg, dude.
Dude, he's a badass.
I wish Greg was my dad.
So he puts me in the ASV, Armored Security Vehicle, with Brad,
Mm-hmm.
Sergeant Osbrook.
Is that like a personnel carrier? Like all enclosed?
It's all enclosed, but there's only one passenger seat.
Okay.
The rest of it's an engine. But this is a V-bottom, badass
Okay.
vehicle.
Okay.
It's got a 50 cal on it and a Mark 19 on it.
Fuck yeah.
Switchable, yeah.
I fuck with
Raining all kinds of freedom.
I fuck with that 19.
Bad.
Dude. Yeah, that Mark 19's a bad bitch.
So at the time,
I got a funny story about that.
their gunner was just didn't belong in country. Just he
Couldn't handle it.
Couldn't hack it. He literally was driving down they were driving down the MSR and said, "Hey, are these important?" And fucking pieces to the fucking 50 cal.
Hey, what's this whole headspace and timing thing
Is that optional? So they pull him out. He doesn't do any more missions. He's literally like our mascot. He gets trucks ready for us. He gets our
Gatorade
shit
and
laid out.
everybody's drinks.
Great
sucks,
guy,
man.
Great guy. You know, he was a Cav Scout anyways, attached to us.
Dude, 19 Delta?
Yeah,
Dude, I'll kick him in the crotch.
super nice guy. Slow, a little slow.
Yeah, dude, most of them are.
Yeah, I
19
mean,
Deltas.
you know, just so. Anyways, we come back and we came back. We got the dust storm came in. We get
Fucking hate those.
Medevac red. Couldn't drive anywhere.
Black air.
Come back and Haley's fucking buck naked in his fucking seat, ripping into himself.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Didn't he thought we were gone for the few days. For the few days. Yeah. Come back and he's got headphones on, just sitting there fucking just
Stroking.
I'm thinking, hey man, whatever, man, be you, you know?
Yeah, dude. Who could be you but you?
Fucking Cameron came in and tapped him on the shoulder. Hey, we're back. He stood up.
Stiffy. He's at attention.
Poor guy. Poor guy.
Dude, his dick, I mean, by the way, not himself.
So, anyways, they put me with Brad, Sergeant Osbrook, and Cameron Kendall, the one that went to right. So there's tension there.
Right.
I mentioned him earlier. There's tension there.
Yeah.
But at this time, we don't care. We fuck all the rivalry. We had been smoking cigars together this whole time before, and then they put Zach with the guy that we called Chip, Sergeant Allstott, maybe.
Dude, is Chip like 80 years old?
Chip is now, I think, like a captain.
Damn.
Yeah, he's young as shit back then. That was his nickname, was Chip.
Yeah, it sounds like an 80-year-old man.
Greg gave it to him though. Yeah, Greg gave him the nickname.
Hey, Chip.
Yeah,
That's my grandpa Chip over there.
the nickname Stump come from that guy that used to treat me like shit though.
Really?
Yeah, it stuck like fucking glue.
Damn it, dude.
Yeah, I kind of like the nickname though.
That's a dope
you grew
name.
into
Kind of
it.
like that. Yeah,
Yeah, that's a dope name.
yeah. Single word Stump, one syllable.
So now you're with your new TC, your new guys. There's a little bit of tension between you and the Rides kid. What was his name? Cameron.
Kendall.
Cameron.
Yeah.
So you're not lead truck at this point.
Not anymore.
That's not good for
third.
you. That's not good for you. And I'll explain why. Because, or at least in Afghanistan, and correct me if I'm wrong if it was different in Iraq, but in Afghanistan, if you were in a convoy, they're never pulling the trigger on the first truck.
Right.
They're always pulling the trigger after the first
I
truck.
almost did one time in a roundabout.
No, I mean, I'm saying the IEDs.
Oh,
Like
right.
if they're watching you and it's a
Exactly.
trigger IED, they will never hit the lead truck. They never hit the lead.
They never do. They split you up.
They want to split the
Yeah.
convoy. So in the lead truck, your job is stressful. You're looking for IEDs, but then also you kind of have the safety of knowing, like, I'm probably not getting blown up. Like,
Maybe.
if any truck is going to get blown up in this convoy, I'm like 20% chance.
It's mine now
yeah.
because it was mine.
So now let's get into that.
Okay.
You're in the third truck. What kind of truck is this? This is the V bottom?
The ASV.
Okay.
Right. But think about this though. My position needs to be filled.
Right.
So Kyle takes it. Kyle and I can't remember his name. Two guys volunteered.
It's okay.
Two guys volunteered to go to lead truck.
Did you pass him your book?
Yeah, I gave him the book. But Kyle's a driver. Wanted to drive. Loves big shit. Right. He always likes to drive big trucks.
He like grew up in Minnesota or something, like on a farm.
Dubois County.
Oh, the same thing.
Dubois.
Yeah,
as he
Dubois.
calls it.
Yeah, the French dude.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So
Yeah, dude.
I don't remember when I got pulled from it, but I remember you want to get into the IED. Kyle's was first. Kyle's was in July. So we're at Anaconda, which is where Asa was.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah, we had Popeyes the day before. They have a Popeyes there.
I know the name Anaconda. It's a
Joint Base Balad, JBB.
Mhm.
And
Yeah, I've heard it before.
That's where Asa was
When Asa
stationed.
said it, I had already heard of
Massive. I mean,
yeah,
it takes
Anaconda.
an hour to get into the gate
Yeah.
from the road.
Yeah,
But they have a Popeyes there. I remember we ate Popeyes that night.
Hell yeah.
the
Fuck
night
yeah,
before.
dude.
Yeah, it was killer. They have everything there. So if he makes it sound like it was hard, they have fucking Cinnabon there.
dude. Asa, you're getting fucking called out, bro.
He had Cinnabon and Popeyes.
Damn, dude, that's the
Yeah.
fucking life, man. Give me my milk and cookies, bro.
Shit. So every time we went to Balad, which we used to go to Key West a lot, start going south,
Yeah.
Greg was like, somebody go get Popeyes. He give us some money.
Hell yeah.
We go to Popeyes.
Somebody make a fucking Popeyes run.
I did every time. I didn't give a shit. I
Right.
knew exactly where it was at. Didn't care.
Yeah, dude.
I love to get out. And
No
just
shame in your game, dog.
explore.
Dude, for sure.
So Cameron and me and Kyle will go get Popeyes.
Yeah,
Anyways,
yeah.
So Chris Klee, our medic, shout out to Chris Klee. He works here in Evansville,
Awesome.
CVS manager.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, he's killer too. He's a badass.
Slinging the meds, dude.
Yeah, slinging the meds.
That's what's up.
He goes, I don't think we should leave tonight because it was 4th of July, July 4th.
Freedom.
And
Hell yeah.
he's like, it's been hot all night. The little things on the top of the walls have been shooting down mortars all night.
Oh yeah, the little auto guns.
They're like the world's falling apart. It sounds so cool.
They're so sick.
Yeah, and then F-15s or whatever are flying every half hour out of there. Just freedom's flying.
Just lighting shit up.
Yeah. It's a really, really hot night.
Yeah, dude. Uncle Sam's got a fucking erection.
Clear as fucking.
Yeah.
It's so clear though at night. So like we got to go back now.
Yeah.
So we get out. It takes about an hour to get out of there, and then we get trucking down the MSR.
Yeah.
And it feels like a
Main supply route.
Yeah, main supply route, Highway 1, whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
And it feels like we just get the last truck onto the road. And I'm in the third truck. So I'm not looking forward, but for some reason I looked forward, and there was this ginormous explosion. And that's when we found out that it hit Kyle's truck.
The first truck in the convoy.
Yeah, but we didn't know what happened exactly at the time. So this crazy motherfucker sees this pressure plate IED, which would be like two pieces of metal that when crunched together,
They detonate.
they would detonate.
Yeah.
It'd be a crush wire or a plate, however it was.
Yeah.
After this aftermath, there was no way in hell you could figure out what it was, but this crazy motherfucker drove his truck into it on purpose. So the truck behind him wouldn't hit it. Because the 1 and 2 truck were right behind each other. Because the front truck's a 5-ton with a mine roller on it.
Yeah, the rollers.
So he put the mine roller into the hole out of just selflessness. And I remember when they called over the radio, I thought Kyle was dead.
You're good, bro. There's something to be said about folks that go out of their way. You don't get it in, like, that's what you get with an 11 Bravo. With an 11 Bravo, you get that selflessness. It's beyond courage. It's beyond anything. It's a level of like willing to give everything they have
to save
someone they may not even know. I've seen guys grab children, Afghani children, out of gunfights.
Oh yeah.
Out of gunfights, walking in brazen daylight, no cover, snagging children off the ground that are screaming, crying, to save someone from another world that they don't fucking know, that they'll
never see again.
They probably don't even really honestly give a fuck about.
Right.
But it's like it's wrong, and that kid could get hurt.
Right.
That's what you get with infantry. It's selflessness to the core.
So Clee gets out of Chip's truck. Hang on, back up. So it goes off. Everyone's going. It's so quiet. You know, I'm sure everyone's truck was just full of banter, but the radio was just dead silent.
There's no follow-up ambush.
All you hear is Greg, calm as shit, probably smoking a cigar at this time, say, Osbrook, go on the other side of the highway and head up towards Kyle, or the one truck.
Yeah.
That's my truck. So we get on the other side of the highway, right? And we're slowly creeping in. All you see is just pieces of the mine roller all over the road. I mean, both sides of the road. And there's the 5-ton pieces. There's everything there. The mine roller is just shot. And as we get up there and we pull security right by the front truck, that's when Chip and Clee come up, and Clee gets out. He's our doc. Pulls Kyle's limp body out. And that's when I was just fucking enraged about it. So we get on, do a 9-line. You know, the things you'll never do, but you do.
Yeah.
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 Got a cheat sheet out. We're calling 9-line in. I'm actually calling it in because Brad's assisting with them. Brad could leave Cameron and I to do his job, and he wouldn't. He
wouldn't worry about it.
He wouldn't worry about it. Yeah, he's that kind of guy. His mom died while we were there, and we had to do that.
Is the fact that you're right outside the base, is that going to play a big role in this, getting him aid immediately?
No, we fly him out regardless, because we thought he lost his. We thought he was dead. First of all, then our medic was like, something's wrong with his eyes. He got some shit in his eyes, so he tore his retina.
Yeah,
that's really all that happened to him. Because remember, 3 days later, this motherfucker's texting me on my computer. I'm living the life. I got up my own file popper, and I'm going to the PX and eating Popeyes every day. Yeah.
Spoiled son of a bitch.
Spoiled son of a bitch. He had it made, dude. He had to have surgery and shit, but he was good after that.
Right.
Yeah. But that's where my survivor's guilt comes from, because that could have been
you.
Should have been me. Should have been me.
Should have been your truck.
Yeah.
You can't.
Did everybody else in the truck make it, or
They made it.
Okay.
Yeah. Shook up to shit, but Kyle got the brunt of it. He put his side of the truck into it. 5 tons are huge. They're really wide.
Yeah. It's like it looks like a fucking, an excavator. Is that the right machinery that I'm thinking? They're fucking huge.
They're massive.
It's something you would see like on a farm, and you would be
So
like,
was that like a wake up call to you of like?
shit's
Because I mean,
real.
you've been taking, fire and stuff along those lines, but was that like one of the first situations where you're like,
that was the one where you're like,
fuck.
oh, this is real, but it's July at this point.
Yeah.
Had you already melted the barrel on the 50 by then?
No.
Okay.
That's later.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, I just wanted to check. I didn't want to miss that story when the time came.
So when Kyle, thank God, pulls out.
Pulls through. Still talk to him today.
He's getting fucking spoiled.
Yeah,
with
I make a post about him every
cookies and cream ice cream and
cookies and cream ice cream,
fucking
Popeyes.
milk, probably all the hand jobs he can fucking take.
I'm sure.
Lotion provided by the government.
Dude, so then now that we're on this severe subject of the IEDs, when do you encounter yours? How does that happen?
Or how much time is there difference between that?
It happened in September 7th.
And Kyle's was July.
July, so 3 months later.
Yeah, I actually go on leave and come back and have happened to me.
That's fucking shitty.
It was a fucking whirlwind of emotions, because my birthday is the 5th. My grandpa dies on the 6th. And then my IED is on the 7th.
God dang, dude.
/8th. It's just fucked up how time is.
So, but did you melt the 50 cal before your IED?
No, it was during.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So
it got up and then just laid it.
So let's lay into that story. So what does the 7th/8th
So-
look like? What happens that night?
So, just a normal night, really. And I think it was during Ramadan at the time.
So it should be quiet.
Supposed to be until nighttime.
Yeah.
This is nighttime. We operate at night.
Yeah.
Only at night. And it was way less dramatic than Kyle's. I just remember, because I don't remember some of it, obviously. But
right.
TBI is a motherfucker, dude.
Yeah, my memory's shit. But I remember we were listening to some music and talking about getting home soon, and then the fact that I just turned 22, because I spent my whole 21 whatever
Right.
in the desert, most of it. And I remember just talking to talking to Brad and Cameron, and I stood up to piss in a Gatorade bottle, because that's what you had to do,
It's an SOP. When you're deployed in country,
Yeah.
and you're just trying not to die,
Right.
your given go-to urinal is typically a Gatorade bottle.
Sure.
Wide
Yeah.
mouth opening,
Wide mouth opening,
easy to hit.
easy to hit.
Yeah, dude.
Just, hell, let's put it in if you can.
Yeah, for sure, dude. I know a couple of really slim, Caucasian fellas. It just drops right in there. I'm not talking about myself, but am I? I don't know.
So, anyways, I stand up to piss, and boom,
Dick out.
dick out.
You had your penis out?
Penis out, dude.
No, I was.
Dick out. Could I have a dick blown off?
We were just talking about this on the podcast not too long ago. Like, the worst time you want to get attacked in any scenario is taking a shit or taking a piss.
But I was in the best vehicle to do it in, because it was fully enclosed, right? Like, I could look up and just it's like a periscope all the way around my truck. I could just look up at it, and it has a mirror to outside world, and I have night vision
Okay.
periscope right here. I mean, I could just look around, so it
awesome.
wasn't like I could get hurt in any way. But I mean, I flew out of the turret.
Fuck.
Wow.
You landed on the ground?
Yeah, I land on the ground. I come to probably second. Brad's already awake and talking on the radio. Cameron had hit his head on the bulletproof glass. I mean, it's like this thick.
Oh yeah, dude.
They're thick.
Yeah.
So I get up and came from this direction and started shooting. And that's when the barrel melted. But I remember Brad getting out of the vehicle.
So just so we're clear, so this is a scenario in which an IED has gone off, and now there is an ambush.
Yeah.
So there's
not an ambush. Well, we don't think there is.
But
we think there is.
Were you receiving small arms fire after the explosion?
No.
So why are we shooting?
Just because.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah. So it picks the truck up and lays it back. That's what I'm told. I can't see outside the truck. It picks the front of the truck up and lays it back down.
Oh yeah. Easy.
Yeah.
Easy.
And so at the end of or after all it's kind of mellowed out, Brad gets out of the fucking truck, out of the top hatch, and gets out and starts grabbing the fucking wire and pulling on it. And we come to what was a clay hut. And there's a sandal, and there's like wire everywhere and a battery that they used. And they had set up these stones between the clay hut and the road so they can use like a sight post, like on a rifle.
Yeah.
That's exactly how they lined my truck up.
I believe it.
Yeah. That's exactly how they did it.
Some fucking caveman shit, dude.
But it works.
No shit.
Really well. I mean, it hit the fuck out of my truck.
Yeah, we're spending billions on fucking defense systems, computers.
Yeah.
They got a fucking rock and a wire.
Didn't see shit coming either. They were so far off the road.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys get to the hut.
Everyone's out on foot, or most people are, except the guys that are driving the trucks. And they're shooting IR flares off to put some light on the situation.
Yeah, just lighten up the sky.
You want to pause right here? I'll take a drink anyways.
No, we're good. We can
Okay.
keep rolling.
Yeah, so infrared flares, so we can see and the enemy cannot. You know, you shoot an infrared flare off and don't look through night vision, it doesn't look like anything.
Right.
You know, all you hear is the little thump. That's all you hear. There's no light. No, you can't see the parachute. So yeah, it's just not as. It's not as good of a story as Kyle's. Well, first of all, I wasn't passed out for Kyle's story either.
Right.
Right. So, yeah, I don't like talking about mine too much because I really don't know. I remember going to the hospital afterwards.
Just to get like full on
checked out. Yeah, because my ears were bleeding. We wore a headset, and I remember the lady. I've never seen this lady in my life. After we get back, the talks got people set up for us to see, and I never heard of what this was or nothing. So this lady comes over and pulls my headset off, and there's dried blood coming out of my ears. Yeah.
So like when you got blown out of the truck, it ripped the headset off and everything?
Yeah, it was off my head when I came to, but the truck was fully enclosed, so like the concussion was so bad.
Yeah.
I had a hell of a headache. As you can imagine.
Hold on, let me just get my stripper dance on real quick.
You're good.
All right, there we go.
You almost ran some Marine Corps shorties there.
He likes his Ranger panties.
I'm a big Ranger panty guy. I'm gonna be honest with you, dude. Also, I did do back and buys right before you got here, so I drank a little too much water in the gym. My apologies. Normally, I can hold it the whole time.
You're good.
We
were just talking about the concussion inside the ASV.
So the one thing I wanted to get to, you did bring an item in for the show and tell, correct?
I didn't bring it.
Oh, you did not?
I forgot to bring it.
Oh, dadgummit.
I also didn't bring my Purple Heart either. But
I was wondering if you
I
brought
sent you
it.
guys a picture of the paper that came with it.
Did you receive the Purple Heart from the incident with the IED?
Yeah, I actually didn't know I was getting one until the day I got it.
Wow.
Yeah, my medic put in for us to get it.
That's insane to me, dude.
And then,
so was that one of the last stints out before you got sent home?
That was September, and then I got 4 weeks off. I think it was just chilling, which was nice. And then we got put in tent. We left our building and got put in tents around November and waited there for like 4 weeks.
And it's cold.
We did. It's not that cold.
Okay.
I mean, it's cold at night. And what you're used to, you're used to like 130 during the day and like 70 at night.
Right.
It's frigid. But we didn't give a fuck at that point. We're ready to go home. we moved out of the building because a company came and replaced us. We did a RIP, which is replace in progress.
Left seat, right seat.
Left seat, right seat.
Yeah, you're kind of walking them through
So
hot
yeah,
areas,
yeah.
and hey, I almost died right here. Heads
Yeah,
up.
we did that shit, but they didn't give a fuck either.
They were just too cocky.
Let me tell you
too
about
fresh.
it. They're from California, National Guard unit from California.
So National Guard, is that how it's typically done? Like National
Not
Guard
always.
will replace National Guard?
Not always, but that's
Really?
just what was available. We had so many of us there. Largest Indiana deployment since World War II, I believe.
Wow.
That's fucking hot, dude.
Yeah. Oh, and I guess so. Also, guess what happens during election in November? We voted. They didn't count any of our votes.
Wow.
Yeah, they didn't send them in. Indiana went blue that year.
That's
40 or
insane.
50,000 Hoosiers gone.
Fucking.
That's fucking wild, isn't it?
Yeah, that's nuts.
Dude, honestly.
Deep state.
Yeah, dude. Fucking, there's lizards in the moon, folks. That's what we're trying to fucking tell you.
Zip ties on the Mars rover. Didn't melt. Earth is flat. Jesus is real.
So, what was it like when you get the call to go home?
Well, it's much like it was going there. We don't know what the day we're leaving. So, anyways, I'm gonna back up to the guys that are replacing. So, Brad, remember earlier I told you Brad trusted us to run the truck. Well, his mom had passed away, so he had to go home, and he missed some of the replacing progress. We told him we had it, and he was worried sick about his boys. Treats us like our sons, like we were his sons. Super nice guy. He's came to see me since then. Actually, last year recently.
Wow.
Shout out, Brad.
Dude, he's
I
such
hope Brad watches
such a
this,
good dude. I'll send it to him. His wife will definitely watch it. She's a huge advocate for military. So we're telling these guys all these things that we've learned over the past year. You know, you should probably listen.
Right.
You know, all the shit we've had. So Greg insists on staying with all the. If he has a single person in the convoy, he's going to be with us. Shout out to Greg again. Fucking
deployment
salty
dad.
as shit, dude. Veteran, right? Badass.
You have to be. When you're seasoned like that, you got to be salty.
Because he knows how it is, and those other E6s will just whip their dicks out and tell you to do things.
No, he's trying to get folks back home.
We're all survived at this point. It's time for us to go back home.
Yeah.
So, not having Brad, one of Cameron and I had to be the truck commander for the trip. So, we both did it. We had a passenger seat in the back. We just,
Yeah.
Alternate.
We just had the saying. There's a picture. It says, "You guys can read the picture." We made the picture to us on top of the ASV. That's me and Cameron. We got really close too, really close.
Is it one of these?
That's my wife there now. We were dating then.
Dang.
Yeah, dime piece.
Beautiful wife.
That's Cameron right there, and that's me with the shotgun.
Is that a Mossberg 5?
Yeah,
Mossberg 500?
It holds like 12 rounds, something like that, 9 rounds.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
That's a family picture at Disney World.
Dang, dude. Okay.
Yep, and that's there. Go out alive, come back the same. That's us.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we that's the guy who went to Wrights. We're brothers now. You know,
You tell your brother to fucking blouse some goddamn boots, dude.
that's if you look at it, that's actually not a uniform. That's a flight suit. You know why we wore those on convoys?
Flame retardant?
Yes, but
Flame
also
retardation.
Also, Greg said we can wear shorts and t-shirt underneath it. So shorts. So we get down the road. I'm fucking unzipping.
Fuck yeah.
Let the airflow, dude. Greg knew how to live.
Right.
Yeah.
You got a LIVE, dude.
He just knew how to do things right and legal.
That's what's up, man. And what are we sitting on top of here? What is
That's the
this
ASV.
That's the ASV.
That's
Okay,
the
I've seen
ASV.
those before.
And I'm hanging on to the 50 cal barrel on my right hand and the Mark 19 barrel on my left.
I don't want to derail this. Can I tell my Mark 19 story?
Sure.
You're going to really appreciate
Sure.
this. Dude.
They're such a weird weapon.
I'm at the end of my deployment. And we're talking, they're shooting out monster cannons.
I know. 40 millimeters. It's
40 millimeter grenade, folks. Yeah. It's insane. And as I told you, in Afghanistan, we were in the bottom of this valley, my cop, and then we had OPs all around. There was a mountain way off in the distance, and word on the street was, we didn't have an OP on that mountain, but a word on the street is once you crested that mountain and went down into this neighboring valley, Taliban fucking hangout. Strip clubs, coke, heroin. Like, that's where they fucking hung out. So it's the end of my deployment, and we're going on a mission called OP Alamo, and we're going to emplace an OP on that mountain for the folks that we're going to rip in like the next 8 weeks or whatever. I mean, it's like the end of my deployment. This is the last big mission. We've already got some guys that have left, some guys that have come in. Some of the guys we're ripping with are going on the mission. We walk on foot, I don't know how many fucking clicks, out to this mountain at the back of our valley, again, to the neighboring valley. We get to the mountain, and we're carrying all this stuff up. We're building this OP from scratch. So you're carrying sandbags, you're carrying this, you're carrying that. We got an M2 Browning 50 cal split into 3 parts, tripod body muzzle, and we've got a Mark 19 tripod body muzzle broken down accordingly. And we're climbing this fucking 4,000-foot mountain with all this shit. Fucking awful. Dead of night. It's like 3 a.m. We finally get to the top. Like the sun's starting to peak. It was like 4 a.m. The sun doesn't even get up, and we haven't set up the tripods and the M2 and the Mark, and we're already taking gunfire.
Yeah.
Immediate gunfire. Like the sun's not even up. These dudes are putting their flip-flops on, and they're like, what the fuck are these? And it's just like AK immediately. Just like
Aloha snack bar.
Yeah, dude. A la fucking Muhammad, dude. But anyways, so they fucking come screaming out of this valley. It was every bit of hot that they said it was going to be. Finally get the M2 set. We're in a gunfight for hours, sun up to sundown. And we finally, at the very, very beginning of the input at 400, when they start shooting at us, we finally get the M2 set up like an hour in. And the sun's up, gunfight raging, M2's rocking. MK won't fire, will not fire, will not fire. It's just load, clear, load, like won't fire. We're like, what the fuck? We climbed 4,000 feet for this MK to just not operate.
Was it not?
I don't remember if it was like a firing pin, the headspace. I don't remember, but like something didn't get checked and we didn't have a part, something like that. But like carried this fucking 120-pound
brick at this point.
Fuck your uncle.
Yeah.
4,000.
Gary, 3 kids.
Yeah, dude. Him and his 3 children. All the way up this mountain in the most chaotic gunfight I've ever been in. Hours. 12, 13, 14, 20-hour gunfight. Had to get resupplied on ammo, and the MK did not fire. Fucking insane, dude.
Sounds like my old gunner was involved.
I think it was called...
These parts important?
It was Operation Sharkbite. The mission was Alamo, or OP Alamo or something. And it was
Operation get shit on by the Mark...
Yeah, it was Operation like, hey, we know you're getting ready to leave, so we really just want to make sure that one of you dies really soon. That's what it felt like.
So what was it like coming home?
Oh, he says Mark 19 story. So you had to use the Mark 19, right?
What do you mean?
So, did you get to use the Mark 19?
I never shot it. No, okay. I shot it in training, but I never shot it live. No, the biggest thing I ever shot in Afghanistan was an M2. Yeah, an M2.
Okay.
That's the biggest thing. But I was saw gunner. I was like run, gun. And the cool thing about the saw that I had was the strip model. So I don't know if the snub nose.
Snub nose.
Light body.
Yep, smaller stock.
It had a different body on it. It had the collapsible stock. So the stock was lighter. The muzzle was like, it was an 18-inch barrel,
right.
15-inch barrel. So small. I mean, you could hold it up with one hand. And there were times where I literally just had it on my, like carrying it with one hand, like sprinting.
We had a few. But yeah. We did foot missions that were called NLE missions. Yeah. Non-lethal engagements.
Oh, yeah. You're like talking to folks, shaking babies, kissing hands.
There was nothing non-lethal about any of this. We were always getting fucked up. But our platoon...
That's the best.
Our platoon leader, Lieutenant Benson, shout out to him. He'll never watch it. He looks exactly like T-1000. Terminator. Dude.
Yeah.
Dead up could be his twin. Proper as fuck.
That's what's up. Yeah. He's probably English. What's his last name?
Benson.
He's English.
You think so? Yeah.
Benson's an English name.
He's just so proper.
Yeah, that's where he gets it from.
Always on point.
Probably had bad teeth as a kid.
Maybe. I mean,
well, if you're English,
super fruity guy, really. I mean, not like queer fruity, but like just
whatever,
weird.
Dude.
Didn't have any time for us, but so he volunteered us to do it. I think he liked Greg. I think he liked Greg's way about him.
Yeah.
Because first of all, Greg did this shit in Bosnia.
Hard not to.
Yeah. So
Greg sounds like a dope dude.
I wish you guys could meet him. I wish you guys would bring him. If I could convince him to come to the show, it'd be so
Where is he from?
He lives in Lagodi, I believe.
How far away is that?
Not very far.
Yeah.
Like an hour and a half.
Greg, we might be coming to you, dude, if you're not coming to us.
He has a horse ranch.
We'll talk about it after this. Yeah. But so the non-lethal engagement.
Yeah, they sucked. They're hot. I sat in We only took Hummers or whatever they call them, called HMMV, whatever.
Yeah, the Humvees.
Yeah, they have nomenclature to them, like 1114s, where the fuck they call them. We only took those so they were small and easy to get around the city, and you can interact with people more. And they had a trunk and we give kids soccer balls, school supplies, shit like that. You know, I'm handing kids these muffins. They're fighting over them. So, but anyway, so coming home, like you asked, was it was good. It was weird.
Where'd you land? In South Carolina, or
coming home?
Yeah, home from your deployment. Where did you land? Like where did you
we flew home. We stopped in Germany first.
Shout out to Germany.
Shout out to Germany.
Don't forget who won the war.
We got off the plane there and got to go to the gift shop. That was it. It was really secluded part of the airport. Yeah. Bought some chocolate and some shit like that. But we get back on the plane, and the flight attendants came on the plane with these ginormous, like, Rubbermaid containers. These
yeah, like tut boxes or whatever.
No, they were just civilian-looking boxes, and they put them on the aisles. I'm thinking, what the fuck are they doing? They open them up, and it's snow. Snow in the boxes. We all get to play with snow on the plane. It was nice.
Huh. What?
Yeah. Yeah. It was weird, but it was cool shit.
That's like the most fucking random thing.
Here's
dude.
some snow. Thank you for that.
Hey, man, I know you guys just watched a couple of your buddies get blown up and you killed some people, but check this out.
Big summer blowout.
How was
snowballs?
So, like, I know, like, when Brian got home, they had, like, what, a 2-week cooldown period?
Yeah, 2-week don't kill yourself or other people period.
Oh, we got the whole spiel. We got the... Did anyone sexually assault you during the deployment? They
naturally answered yes.
Yes.
Yeah, all my buddies every day.
Big green weenie. You know?
Yeah, dude, 100%. Uncle Sam fucked me 100,000 times over there.
And there's a picture of me and Kyle violating each other up on there too, somewhere. I think it's the next one. Nope, that's not. But that is us.
That's definitely that's sexual harassment.
That's us. That's in
who's
Kuwait.
this fella?
That's Cameron. That's Cameron Kendall.
Dude.
Yep.
Is he all blowed out? You know what I'm saying? Or is his O-ring still good from this? You know what I mean?
O-ring's still good from this.
Okay.
Those are actually Op-4 weapons. They're rubber.
Okay, I was going to say, that better not be
That's dangerous as fuck. That's me and Kyle.
Okay.
Yeah. He was my buddy.
Damn, dude.
Such a good dude. Yep.
Shout out to fucking Kyle. Oh, I think it's the last one that we were just talking about.
Yeah, that's us many years later, I believe.
Damn, dude.
Don't mind me smoking.
Damn.
I used to smoke.
Dude, and you know, shout out to Kyle, Cameron, all these dudes, man. You meet these folks that like you'd never meet in a normal civilian world. You run into them, and they might have like a pennant on, like, oh, you know, OEF 2019, and you're like, all right, you know, thank you for your. So you don't even probably say thank you for your service.
Is this Tim Redmond's porch? This picture.
This is in like Jasper area.
Okay, never mind.
That's such a random question.
No, this guy in the background kind of looks like me from the side.
Oh,
damn! I was gonna say Tommy. Fucking.
How old would you have been if I was 22?
He would have been 8.
How old are you right now?
35
or 35.
Yeah, so I just turned 28.
Okay,
so 7 years younger.
Probably wouldn't be you, but
right.
21.
If you want to see Greg, it's Greg Hamilton on Facebook. You can pull him up.
Yeah, let's pull this.
I want you to see this guy.
Let's pull this somebody.
So how long? So you when you got back home, you were still in service for a decent period of time.
Yeah, but it was just the guard. So I actually had met my wife after I got home, and I transferred down to the Arkansas National Guard for a little while.
Nope, is that G-Reg?
That's not him.
That's not G-Reg?
No, you probably have to go to my page and see.
Let's go to there's Josh. Go to his page.
You gotta click at the top, the name.
Top name, yeah.
Up here?
Yep, and then it'll open.
It's not opening
members.
Shit.
Right there.
There
Such
we
a
go.
weird.
I know, dude. It's so weird I'm fucking done. Get out of here, dude.
There you go.
I don't know. Can I just go to his damn page?
That's my daughter there. She plays.
Man, we got 28 friends in common, boy.
Damn.
That's what's up, dude. We probably fucking.
I hit friends and search Greg.
We probably shook dicks at one point together.
Eskimo Brothers.
Oh, yeah.
Search top right.
Oh, yeah. Here we go. Get this stupid fucking thing out of my face, bro. I want to see old G-Reg, dude.
Not Jay Hamilton.
Hamilton.
I bet it's private. Yeah, it's private. Damn.
We'll have to link up with them. We'll have to link up with them. But but that's the point I was making, is that you meet people like Greg that you would never meet in happenstance as a civilian, and that's one thing that like I try to like explain to people in the civilian world, but like it's like you're closer to, I mean, not to offend my wife if she hears this, but like, dude, there were dudes I was closer with in Afghanistan in combat than I've ever felt close to my wife.
I mean, I get that.
It sounds terrible to say out loud, but like there's an earning for like, you want to protect the guy to your left and to your right at all
costs.
At all costs, no matter what.
Kyle's a prime example of that. I mean, he literally was going to put himself in harm's way to save the rest of the convoy.
Right.
And it sounds so like, oh, that's so cliche. Oh, he's just saying, no, it's fucking real shit.
It's different. It hits different.
It's so unspoken. It's like, it's not like you ask that of one another. It's just innate. It's just inside you. It's intrinsic. It's just given to you. It's like you spend so much time with these folks that it's just like, you can't do anything, but it consumes you. And you're like, I care about this person or these persons more than anything I've cared about in anything in my entire life. It's insane.
We had a guy that didn't shower over there.
Fuck that.
So, yeah. First of all, it's disgusting over there. And I showered twice a day if I could.
My showers got blown up in Afghanistan.
Okay. Them little fucking huts that had like 2 big-ass water tanks next to them.
Yeah, I had one of those. It got blown up. It got blown up.
Yeah.
I showered in it one time.
I had a funny story about that, too. But those things flooded pretty commonly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just getting the whole area wet. So, Josh, as we wrap up, we tend to like to ask people almost for like a motivational like thing, and you don't have to go into detail on it, but like on this journey, was there ever like a moment, like a dark moment, either getting home or when you're there, that where you just wanted to throw in the towel, like just fuck this, I'm done, and like what pushed you through that? What pulled you through?
You mean like while I'm on deployment, say fuck it?
Yeah, like what made you keep going on patrol every day? Or not even that, but like what kept you from just being like, I don't want to do this anymore? It can be as dark as like I had a couple guys get put on suicide watch during deployment just because they knew they could get out of it. They could get out of the everyday patrols day in and day out getting shot, but they quit. Essentially, they just quit. So what kept you from quitting? And then when was that moment where you thought about it the most? And then what kept you from quitting? Whether it's in your service, out of service, before service.
I think it was to not be a failure to my family. You guys know the movie Mulan?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know, she has no brothers, so she's the honor of her family. I feel like that's put on me the whole time.
What
my whole life, though.
What would you say? Because we have a decent amount of military listeners. What helped you? You think the most when you came home?
I think the not drinking thing was big because you can get lost in that and you can lose yourself in that physically and mentally. But I had a therapist many years after I got home. Her name was Wendy. I don't know her last name, but she came through some dark shit and she walked me through some dark shit.
It's awesome.
Yeah, and during the dark shit I was talking to her about, her husband and daughter were killed in a car crash.
Ouch.
And she still found a way
to help
to compose herself. Yeah, I'm thinking like your world is falling apart, and you're telling me
it'd be real easy for me to hear that. You know, like if like for her example, Wendy, for example, like if one day you just woke up and they were like, yeah, she took a handful of sleeping pills, and be like, I get it.
Yeah,
you know, it's easy. That's the easiest way out.
Yeah. So I'm not gonna tell you I haven't thought about killing myself before.
It's natural
because I have, but there's too much to live for, and I actually had earlier, when we first started this podcast, we talked about those crazy Catholics.
Right.
Every time I hear about suicide, I have a teacher I consider one of those crazy Catholics.
Yeah.
And I never forget what he told me my sophomore, freshman year in high school was that suicide was a long-term solution for a short-term problem. So that's always in the back of my mind, Mr. McMillan, if you're listening.
Right.
And I've had several buddies after the deployment, three or four that just, you know, scarred them. It scarred all of us. But, you know, unfortunately, they took the shorter route. Right. And it's like I just said with Wendy, it's like, I was there. I get it. It makes sense.
So
you don't want that, but I get it.
we've had several people kill themselves since we've been home.
You have to just find a way to get through it.
You have to, and some of it's not even been directly. Some of it's just been they've turned to drugs, and the drugs killed them.
Right.
But we had a guy.
But what led them there? You know what I mean?
Like the deployment did, obviously.
Ultimately,
Yeah.
it's this travesty that you went through.
Right. So sometimes you feel alone because 1% of the population, and then however many percentage was in the infantry.
It's less than that. It's like 0.3.
It's insane amount of number. You meet somebody, it's like,
fuck yeah.
Yeah,
fuck yeah, bro.
yeah.
Right.
It's different. It is different, and
We'll go tip to tip after the show.
It's like long lost cousins.
Say less.
tummy sticks.
So I do want to last minute shout outs. Who got you to where you're going? Who was helping you get to where you're at? And just anybody you want to shout out.
Yeah, the last couple minutes is all you. If you have anything coming up, like a golf scramble or whatever, just anything you want to put out there for the hundreds of people that are going to hear this, anything, any events or whatever.
My wife is literally the only person on this planet that could put up with me the last 12 or 13 years.
Shout out to your wife.
Shout out to her. Kids, my daughter Cambry, she's 11. My son Killian, he's 7. And then my dad, probably more so than people realize, didn't have any military experience, but him being my golf partner, there's some serenity in that, So he didn't have a father figure to look up to. So I've had several. Greg, Brad, my dad, my dude, he's awesome. My little brother helped me through basic training more than he realizes, and of course my mom. She was the one that put on the whole welcome home committee. I said, don't have anybody there, please. I'm pretty sure half my family was there.
That's awesome.
Yeah, signs and all. But I was coming home on leave, so it was pretty neat. I even had friends there, so that was cool.
And like Brian mentioned earlier in the show, that meant the world to you.
It was
and anybody coming
embarrassing.
back
I
home.
was so embarrassing at the time, but I loved it once it all happened. And then also, I remember taking a cigarette out of my pocket and lit up, and my mom swatted it out of my mouth. That nobody knew I smoked, but it was just natural to be outside of a building.
Right.
Let's light up. That's what we did.
Yeah, no, 100%. You gotta stay off edge, dude.
Well, Joshua, I want to thank you for your service.
Thank you.
It's been an honor and a pleasure. I'm glad we got to meet and get this story out there on air.
Me too, man. I'm really excited for the microphones to turn off so I can talk shit to you properly after this.
Him or me?
Both. Mostly you. It's an 11 Bravo thing. It's always, you talk shit to your guys that you cherish the most.
Oh,
man.
yes.
But truthfully, all jokes aside, man, I'm glad to know another 11B up in here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there's more than you realize in Evansville.
Yeah, I've got 11B in my blood, and it's always an honor to meet another. So seriously, man, thank you for your time. You could have been doing anything else for 2 hours, but you decided to come down to the studio and hang out, and
I had a good time. It's actually a little therapeutic.
Yeah,
I
no,
can't thank you enough either. I mean, it's a rough story to talk about, but
Sure.
like you said, it's therapeutic.
It
in a
is.
way, and I feel like people need to hear these stories. You know what I mean? Especially other people in the service out
I will leave you with this quote that a fellow infantryman once told me when he was getting kicked out of the Army for being addicted to heroin. But he fought with me all in Afghanistan, and he had some demons that he was battling.
You
But
said he got addicted to opium real bad over there.
yeah, really, really bad. But the one thing that he told me, and I'll take this quote to my grave, was you can drown your demons for so long before they learn to swim. That has always stuck with me. If you've got demons, you just need to fight them. Just fucking kill those sons of bitches. Like, stop trying to put them down with drugs. Stop trying to put them down with booze. Like, and by talking about it, you're dragging that fucking demon out of the darkness, and you're combating it.
Yeah, I haven't had a drop of alcohol since 2007.
It's awesome.
And good
Before I
on you,
left,
dude.
yeah.
Good on you.
It's cool to say. At first, it's like
hard.
Your friends go out drinking. Got home. My roommate was deployed with me, so
Yeah.
he would start drinking again. I'm thinking, I'm not going to go.
Yeah, and I just it's always stuck with me, and I hope that that means something to you, and it
Definitely does, because you got to talk about it.
And everybody else that's listening, if you've got demons, man, whether it's military related or whatever, the best thing to do is just to find somebody to talk to about it.
If it's not the VA, get a hold of maybe the veterans building that's right in front of the VA.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I met Wendy. I refused to walk into that hospital, so. I've heard horror stories of the VA. We've all heard the horror
They'll
stories.
lock you up, dude. No, I'm joking.
I mean,
They
that's
might.
what they say.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, man, just fight your demons, man. Just
find somebody to talk to, even somebody that doesn't understand.
yeah, belittle those demons and conquer them, dude. So just thank you so much for your time,
Thank
man.
you.
I can't tell you enough how much it means to me. So this has been another amazing episode of the Days Grimm. We'll put all links that Josh wants in the description. So check him out, man. Check out some of these pictures he's got on here from his deployment. It's super dope. Thank you guys so much for listening. Like, subscribe, share it, tell people about us. And, just thanks for listening for a little over an hour. So, again, my name is Brian Michael Day.
Thank you.
Josh, Stump.
Stump.
Henderson.
Thanks.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, that was good.
Solid, man.
I thought we covered a whole lot.
It's a little warm up here. I'm sorry. Yeah. I put the air on earlier, but it's like 72 still just feels hot. I think I'm going to do another bourbon. 0330.
Hey guys, if you liked what you heard today, there will be a new episode next Tuesday, as well as every Tuesday at 6 a.m. So hit that subscribe button and let your phone do all the work for you.